Have you ever felt like you're carrying a weight that isn't just your own? A sense of unease or pain that seems to echo from somewhere deep in history or society itself. This feeling has a name: social trauma. It's not about a single event, but a collective wound, a deep cultural ache that comes from being pushed to the margins, excluded, or facing systemic discrimination. It's the invisible baggage carried by entire communities who have been told in countless ways that they don't belong. This isn't just in our heads. It's a shared experience, a quiet understanding that passes between people who've faced similar barriers. So where does this social trauma come from? Its roots run deep, often stretching back through history. Think about the long shadow cast by events like slavery, forced displacement, or colonization. These aren't just stories in a textbook. They are foundational traumas that have shaped the very fabric of our societies. The pain and injustice from these events don't just disappear. They get passed down, creating cycles of disadvantage and distress. But it's not only about huge historical events. Social trauma is also born from the daily grind of systemic prejudice. It's in the workplace where you're overlooked for a promotion because of your background. It's in the schoolyard where you're bullied for being different. It's in the community that subtly, or not so subtly, excludes you. Imagine trying to run a race, but you're forced to carry heavy chains while others run free. Flee. That's the weight of societal judgment. It's an unfair burden that slows you down, exhausts you, and makes it incredibly difficult to even imagine reaching the finish line. Every microaggression, every stereotype, every dismissive comment adds another link to that chain. The impact of this constant pressure is profound, and it reshapes how we experience the world. One of the most common effects is hypervigilance. This is when your nervous system is constantly on high alert, scanning for threats. You might find yourself overthinking interaction, anticipating rejection, or feeling unsafe even in seemingly normal situations. It's like having a smoke detector that's always going off, leaving you perpetually drained and on edge. This state of constant alert makes it incredibly hard to build trusting, healthy relationships. How can you let your guard down and connect with others when your brain is screaming at you to watch out for danger? This can lead to a painful sense of isolation, even when you're surrounded by people. You might feel misunderstood, or like you have to wear a mask just to get by. Over time, this trauma can become woven into our very identity. We might internalize the negative messages society sends us, believing we are somehow less worthy or flawed. This is what's known as a trauma-based identity. And tragically, these identities, these ways of seeing ourselves and the world, are often passed down from one generation to the next. Children learn from their parents not just how to speak or tie their shoes, but also how to navigate a world that might be hostile to them. They inherit the coping mechanisms, the fears, and the pain of the generations that came before. This is called intergenerational trauma. And it's how the wounds of the past continue to bleed into the present, affecting families and entire communities long after the original events have passed. So, if we're dealing with wounds this deep and this widespread, where do we even begin to heal? The journey isn't easy, but it is absolutely possible. The first and most crucial step is acknowledging the trauma. We have to name it. We have to validate our own experiences and the experiences of our communities, recognizing that this pain is real and it is not our fault. For too long, social trauma has been dismissed or ignored, leaving people to suffer in silence. Simply saying what happened to us was wrong and it hurt is a powerful act of defiance and the first step toward reclaiming our story. Once we've acknowledged the trauma, seeking professional support can be life-changing. Therapies that focus on the body, like somatic experiencing, can be particularly helpful. Social trauma isn't just stored in our minds. It's held in our bodies, in our nervous systems. Somatic therapies help us gently release that stored tension and teach our bodies that it's safe to relax. It's about learning to feel safe in your own skin again. And it's important to find a therapist who is culturally competent. Someone who understands the specific context of your trauma and can create a safe space for you to heal without judgment. Remember, asking for help is a sign of incredible strength. But therapy is just one piece of the puzzle. Healing from social trauma is not something we can do alone. It requires community. We need to build and nurture affirming communities where we feel seen, heard, and celebrated for who we truly are. These are our chosen families, our support networks, our activist groups. These are the spaces where we can finally take off the mask, share our stories without fear, and draw strength from one another. In these communities, we don't just share our pain. We share our joy, our resilience, and our dreams for a better future. Collective care is the antidote to collective trauma. When we stand together, we remind each other that we are not alone and that our worth is not determined by an unjust society. Alongside community, self-care becomes a radical act of preservation. This isn't about bubble baths and face masks, though those are nice too. It's about fiercely protecting your peace and well-being. It means setting boundaries, saying no to things that drain your energy, and disconnecting from the constant barrage of negativity online and in the media. It also means rediscovering things that bring you joy and help you feel connected to yourself. Creative expression can be an incredibly powerful outlet. Whether it's through painting, writing, dancing, or making music. Art allows us to process emotions that are too big for words. It lets us transform our pain into something beautiful and meaningful. Mindfulness and practices like meditation or spending time in nature can also help calm our hypervigilant nervous systems and ground us in the present moment. These practices teach us to observe our thoughts and feelings without judgment, creating a little bit of space between us and the overwhelming weight of the trauma. The path to healing is not a straight line. There will be good days and bad days. There will be moments when the weight feels just as heavy as it ever did. But please, hold on to this message of hope. Healing is possible. Every step you take, no matter how small, is an act of incredible resilience. By acknowledging our collective pain, seeking support, building community, and practicing radical self-care, we can begin to break the chains of the past. We can start to heal not only ourselves, but also the generations that will come after us. We can turn our collective wound into a source of collective wisdom and strength. You are not broken. You are surviving. And together, we can do more than just survive. We can thrive. Thank you for watching, and remember to be gentle with yourself. Please consider subscribing for more content on healing and mental well-being.